Okay, so our first question was 900 plus 80 plus 45. So in your head, you could think, okay, well, I know 900 plus 80 is 980. And then I'm going to partition 45 into, I know if I add on 20 there, I'm going to get to 1,000. And then I know 1,000, and if I've taken 20 from that, I have 25. So 1,000 plus 25 equals 1,025. Okay, so that's how you do it with your partitioning. And for question 2, it said 180 children get into teams of 60. So it's 180 divided by 60. So to do this quickly when we're doing mental math, I would think, okay, well, I take off a 0 there, take off a 0 there. How many 6s in 18? 6, 12, 18. So there is going to be 3 teams. The next question, question 3, how many 70s in 4,200? So I look at the numbers and I think, okay, so what do I know here? Think of my times tables, because it's kind of like how many 7s in 42, okay? So I think, okay, well, how many 7s are in 42? And I do my times tables, or 7 times what gives me 42? And I know it's 6, okay? So I know my answer is going to begin with a 6. Now I think, okay, well, how many zeros? So if I took off 1 0 there and 1 0 there, I'd be left with 1 0. So I know that the answer is 60. And the next question was a perimeter question. So this shape here is what we call a pentagon, because it has 5 sides, and each side is going to be 6. Okay, so then you add those up, 6 times 5, so the perimeter equals 30. And question 5, that was also a perimeter, so it was like an L shape, and you had to add up all of the sides, and when you added up all of the sides, you would get the perimeters. So that was just another making sure that you add up every single one of the sides to get the perimeter, okay? Okay, so here the question said, if the length of a rectangle was 8 and the perimeter was 30, what was the width? Okay, so in these questions, we know that this is 8. So I can know that if I add those two together, 8 plus 8, I get 16. Okay, and then I know when I'm getting the perimeter, I have to add all the sides. So I would do 30 minus 16, and I can do that in my head. 16 add 4, I get to 20, so then I have 14. Okay, now I know that this side and this side are both equal to 14. So I need to divide that by 2 to get what this side is. Okay, so then it is 7. Okay, and if I wanted to check my answer, 8 and 7 is 15, 8 and 7 is 15, 15 plus 15 gives me 30. Okay, and for question 7, it said if I buy a toy that was 70 and something else that's 25 dirhams, and I pay with 500. So first of all, I add together. So in total, I've spent 95 dirhams. And I'll say DHS because that's short for dirhams. You'd often see that on advertisements. Then I do 500, take away 95. Okay, now to do this, I might think, okay, well, I know it's going to be ending at 5 because 95 plus 5 will get me to 100. And then the difference between 100 and 500 is 400. So it's going to be 405 dirhams. Okay. Okay, and question 8 asked us, what's halfway between 35 and 65? So if I was to draw it on a number line, there I have 35 and there I have 65. So I need to find out what's the difference, what's halfway between them. So first of all, I find the whole difference. So 65 take away 35. 5 take 5 is 0, 63 is 30. So the whole difference is 30. Okay, so what's the half of the difference? So I half that. I know half of 30. So 30 divided by 2 equals 15. Okay, so I know that there is 15. Okay, 15 back from 65 is 50, or 15 add on to 35 is 50. So the answer equals 50. Okay, so 50 is halfway between 35 and 65. Okay, so in question 9, it asked us what fraction is unshaded. So we know that 1/4 is shaded, okay, but there's 3/4 that are unshaded. Okay, so then that is actually equal to 75 over 100. Okay, and the question 10, it asked you about 1/4, and that's actually equal to 25 over 100, because if you timed both of the top and bottom by 25, you would get that. Okay, and same here, timed by 25, 75, times the bottom by the same thing, and you would get 100. Okay, so that is the answers. Well done.